The Aviator's Wife is a historical novel by American author Melanie Benjamin, first published in 2013 by Delacorte Press. It offers a fictionalized account of the life of Anne Morrow Lindbergh, a talented writer and aviator in her own right, though she often lived in the shadow of her famous husband, aviation pioneer Charles Lindbergh. The novel became a New York Times bestseller and was nominated for a Goodreads Choice Award for Best Historical Fiction. The story begins in 1974, with Anne sitting beside her dying husband, Charles, on a plane. Though she senses that his death is near, she struggles with the impending loss of her partner and the complex, enduring relationship they shared. As she pulls down the window shade, Anne reflects on her life, taking the reader back in time to when she first met Charles in 1927. At that time, Anne is a 21-year-old senior at Smith College, the daughter of a U.S. ambassador. Unsure of her place in the world, she compares herself to her siblings. Her sister, Elizabeth, is the family beauty, her brother Dwight is his father's pride, and her younger sister, Con, charms everyone she meets. Anne, on the other hand, has always felt awkward, out of place, and painfully shy. During Christmas break, Anne joins her family at their embassy in Mexico City, where Charles Lindbergh, already a legendary aviator, is also present. Anne suspects her parents want to set up Elizabeth with Charles, so she tries to remain in the background. However, Charles is drawn to Anne, and they share a private flight in his plane. To her surprise, she finds him both captivating and somewhat shy, despite his fame. They begin a correspondence and grow closer. Anne and Charles marry in May 1929 at her parents' home in New Jersey. However, nothing prepares Anne for the life of a celebrity wife. The media follows them everywhere, turning even their most mundane moments into news. In addition to navigating the pressures of public life, Anne must also adapt to Charles's exacting expectations. He wants her to manage their household in a very specific way and insists she obtain a pilot's license to accompany him on trips and serve as his co-pilot. Anne rises to the challenge, earning her license and even setting a few aviation records of her own. Although she enjoys flying, she also dreams of becoming a mother. After giving birth to little Charlie, Anne longs for a quieter life, away from the relentless media attention. But her dreams are shattered when, at just 20 months old, Charlie is kidnapped. The Lindbergh kidnapping becomes international news, and when Charlie's body is discovered in a shallow grave months later, the loss devastates Anne to her core. In the months that follow, Anne learns she is pregnant again and gives birth to a son, John, followed by 3 more sons and 2 daughters. Despite her joy in motherhood, Anne feels torn as Charles insists she continue flying with him. But she chooses to focus on her children, while Charles continues his record-breaking flights without her. He eventually begins a second career as an aviation consultant, which keeps him away from home for long stretches. Their relationship becomes increasingly strained, and Anne realizes their bond is strongest when they are in the air together, as co-pilots. On the ground, their marriage becomes more difficult to navigate. As World War II looms, Charles's outspoken support for Nazi Germany and Adolf Hitler brings them back into the public eye. Anne writes a booklet supporting her husband's views and his attempts to broker peace between the U.S. and Nazi Germany, something she would later come to deeply regret. As the American government distances itself from the Lindberghs due to their controversial stance, the family relocates first to England, then to France. During the 1930s, Anne turns to writing, publishing several books about her aviation experiences and travels with Charles. Her 1955 memoir, Gift from the Sea, is hailed as a masterpiece and becomes the top nonfiction bestseller of the year. In 1939, the Lindberghs returned to the U.S. Although they remain married until Charles's death, their relationship is marked by turbulence, with affairs on both sides. By the time of Charles's death in 1974 on the island of Maui, Anne has come to understand her role not only as a wife and mother, but also as a partner to an aviation legend, a pioneering aviatrix with her own achievements, a renowned writer, and a true Renaissance woman. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.